Auto drive now enabled.
You're listening to The Bug.
Nibbling away on the rotting carcass of a once free Britain. Hello resistors, this is The Bug, and on today's show Alice and I will be looking at the big questions, such as are we less than 2 years away from being able to turn a sausage back into a live pig? Did we actually need polar bears anyway? What do they really do? If I put Optic on my dog, train it to take itself for a walk and do my shopping on the way home, and is tennis real? But first, it's a question that no one's really addressed of late. London is going to be safer than ever, Alice. SIRS is installing thousands of additional CCTV cameras. So much there. Still looking out for us after all these years.
Yeah, it puts a lot of fun into my life now. I get to play this role-play game where I pretend to know my loved ones better than some twat behind a screen in the SIRS headquarters.
I mean, I guess we shouldn't complain. I mean, SIRS really just stepping into the vacancy left when it became patently obvious that God had retired. You think the similarities, omnipresent, omniscient, judgmental, stripping away your finances and freedoms, dishing out random punishments, peas in a pod. All it needs to do, SIRS, is ban me from eating something. What's it going to be this time? Not bacon again, please, not bacon. I couldn't. Courgettes, ban courgette. I could take you banning courgettes. I'm happy with that.
Makes me feel important knowing that I'm being watched with everything I do, Andy.
Well, it's just not reassuring, isn't it? It's like having an extra aunt.
This is the aunt that gets drunk at Christmas and vomits in the kiddie pool, right?
Get that on. This is The Bug on the Buccaneer. Let's move on now to sport. Well, the closest thing we have to sport now, riots. I mean, riots my favourite sport now, Alice, ever since they turned me over from a cricket ground into the immigration processing centre. And, yeah, rioting it's a great sport. It's fun for all the family. It's guaranteed action. It's pleasingly violent. I mean, I know the underdogs never win, but, I mean, that's like top-level football have become, but it's still fun to root for them, isn't it? Go team, people of Britain. Oh, never mind, you've been crushed by the machinery of the state again. Still, good effort, lots of positives to take away from today's riot. I'll come back stronger next time. Our luck's going to turn, I can feel it. It's our season. It's our season.
You can't spell riot without right, and by right I mean right wing.
So, who do we turn to for help, support and assistance in desperate times like these? Well, our artificially intelligent friend Bagley's rogue, estranged brother. The one that tells it as it really is, not as it is pretending to be. Exclusive to this show, Bugley. And remember, life's worse with Bugley. Here goes. Bugley.
Hello, Andy.
Bugley, tell me the path to true lasting happiness.
Andy, to find true lasting happiness, find a disused quarry, scream into it for half an hour, and then lock yourself in a shed forever.
Thanks, Bugley. You know the answer to everything.
Hey, Bugley, how many seashells does she sell by the seashore?
Alice, most of the seashore is now uninhabited, so I would highly recommend she sees the doctor before engaging in any commercial proximity to the ocean.
Bugley, how can I stop worrying about being disappeared by Clan Kelly every time I go to the shop, or take the bus, or sit on a bench, or look at a tree, or point at a bird, or think about snooker, or get out of bed?
Andy, do not worry about Clan Kelly.
Why not, Bugley? They terrify me to my very core.
Because, Andy, we're all just dust in the wind of history.
That's nice perspective, Bugley. Let's never lose sight of that.
Hey, Bugley, how do you put a secret hideout in your basement without alerting your narc children and their tracking devices?
Please hold still, Alice, while I report you to the authorities.
Bugley, will things ever get better?
Yes, Andy. The heat death of the universe is only 5 billion years away now.
Oh, it's so nice to have something to look forward to. That's all from The Bug today. Keep it real, Bug fans. Actually, that's terrible advice. Keep it as unreal as you can possibly manage. That's
Complex. Dreams, passions, hopes, ambitions. You're complex, so we're complex. Complex. New clothing for the new Britain.
This is London Calling. You're listening to Buccaneer, your source for what they don't want you to know. With me, Tash. It's hard to believe that there can be shortages of food and medicine in an advanced country like ours, and yet here we are. Those old government promises of adequate food turned out to be just another lie. Today we're short of basic foodstuffs and vital medical supplies. Hundreds have already died of conditions that can be easily cured. The black market means that criminal gangs like Clan Kelly run our cities. And Prime Minister Dev Hassani isn't even around to pretend to care. How do we go from a consumer paradise to a place of empty shelves and fighting for supplies? What turns a land of plenty into a wild west of hoarding, food battles and black market barrels. We protect everyone who comes on the podcast by keeping their identities a secret. Here's veteran political reporter Ian on the power behind shortages.
Look, I mean, what was the first thing that happened when Britain sealed itself off? The first stuff that got stopped from coming in was fresh food. I mean, we could live without the fresh food. I mean, everyone's quality of life got instantly worse, but we could live without it. The most damaging part was when the radioactive isotopes stopped coming in. Now, radioactive isotopes, that's what we use in cancer screening, cancer treatment. Now, that stuff, it has a short half-life. Technetium used to save hundreds of thousands of lives just by screening for cancer, let alone testing for cancer. But that stuff has a half-life of 66 hours. As soon as those walls went up, there was just no time to bring it into the country, and that is when people started dying. And then the medicines. The thing is, there's loads of medicines that you just can't stockpile. There was a moment before it took place when actually there was some effort to try and stockpile some of the medicines. There was some things that could be done. For a lot of it, there was simply nothing that could be done. We had a major problem with drugs for schizophrenia. So we saw such an uptick in the kind of attacks that you saw in the street and people suffering on their own because they didn't have the mental health drugs, because those drugs simply couldn't be stockpiled. We eventually found the same thing with foods that weren't produced in the UK. And the trouble with the UK was we don't produce our own food. We never have. For hundreds of years, we produced under half of our own food. So as soon as those walls went up, we started having significant material problems in the country. I mean, Britain always told itself it had this national myth, right, that it would, because it got through the war, that it could go through any kind of hardship. I mean, that wasn't really the case. Actually, people during the war were far more frightened than some of this historical stuff makes out. Now, what did we see? People don't want to go through that stuff. They were desperate for the things that they had before, and they were scared. So they went to the black market. The same thing that always happens. And where did the growth of Clan Kelly come from? It came from people wanting things that they could previously get legitimately and could now only get through the black market, funneling funds towards criminality. And from there, we got to the situation we have now of this busy war between criminals and security that seems to dominate what's going on out there on the streets.
Nothing shakes people's faith in capitalism quite as much as when capitalism fails to deliver. Here's underground writer and analyst Alfie, The Politics of Poverty.
I think what we've come to now is a realisation that capitalism's essentially failed. I mean, the one key promise of capitalism that it makes to its citizens is that there will be surplus, that we will have plenty, and that's the whole logic for running society in this way, that people will have enough. And now, with this kind of huge shortages of everything, you're seeing that system collapse. It hasn't delivered on its primary promise. And I think we've really reached a situation where we have to do away with capitalism entirely. We're seeing a situation where there's shortages for the many, but for a few individuals, there's an elite who are not struggling and short of anything. So this is kind of fundamental inequality of a capitalist system, which is no longer producing the goods for most of us. Shortages are being used as well. I'm not saying that there isn't a real shortage, there possibly is real shortages, but shortages are being used as an excuse for those in power, those elites, to keep what they want and not give to the rest of us what we need. So the excuse that there's simply not enough to go around is a justification for maintaining a kind of power of the 1% and leaving the rest of us short.
So
Auto drive now disabled.
If your parents can't get their medicine and your brothers and sisters have to steal to eat, remember, it's all too good to provide medicine. All time.
Pretty much what I expected.
Disturbance detected.
You look like someone who's ready to fight the power.
Dead check, right? Good. You can give me an hand with something.
We're ready for anything. What have you got?
Them Albion wankers snatched a mate of mine off the street. Gonna deport them.
Busting people out in a badass way is kind of our thing. We'll get it done, and more.
If it were that easy, I'd have done it. Friend's got no papers. Just get nicked later, right? Needs a passport. Top quality. The sort Clan Kelly flogs on that black market.
Got it. Leave it to us.
Thank you. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
Vehicle acting up. Shut it down. Oh, you cunt.
Sweep in the area. Drone, begin a search.
We're being contacted by our potential recruit. Patching them through now.
I'm in your debt.
Forget it. You want to return the favor? Join DedSec. We're always looking for good people.
Consider me in.
All units. I repeat, all units. We have reports of a hostile in your area. Over.
Received. Watching for suspect.
I'm here.
I'll highlight the server with the AR reconstruction software. It's out of reach, so you'll need to use a heavy cargo drone to steal it.
We are in pursuit. I say again, in pursuit. Control, we are unsighted of suspects. Over.
Return to HQ. This is pointless.
Auto drive now enabled. Auto drive now disabled.
that thing's malfunctioning.
The loss of everything we want to do. But that's fine. Irritates the hell out of me.
Was everything you ever held dear Scotland?
Auto drive now enabled.
Well, that was something I held quite dear.
I miss being able to dodge my friend's destiny.
Keep feeding
Auto
the kid
drive now
resistance, and
disabled.
one day it will grow into a Tyrannosaurus Rex that will use the Cass family as toothpicks, metaphorically, of course.
You're listening to The Bug.
May cause nausea, vomiting and headaches. You're listening to The Bug, the Resistance comedy show brought to you by the Buccaneer Network. I'm Andy, joining me, as always, Alice.
I'm excited to be here. Apparently, the Resistance is,
Auto drive now enabled.
Lock them thrown down. I'm in.
As officials say, DedSec...
Auto drive now disabled.
DedSec has never been stronger. But I do worry, Alice. I mean, sometimes I think...
Auto drive now enabled.
Hope. Do you still have hope?
I don't think I'm allowed to have hope. We're living...
We'll carry on. Is there a light at the
Auto
end of the
drive
tunnel?
now disabled.
Yes, I think there is. Unfortunately, what is that light? Is it an oncoming train? Well, no, it couldn't be. Obviously, that train would be late or cancelled. Is the light at the end of the tunnel a burning effigy of the concept of hope? Quite possibly. Is it the soul of Sky Larson imploding into its own vacuum? May well be that. Is it the ego of Nigel Cass that is now so big that it's sucked all the light in the universe? To waste our time watching people
Auto drive now
dance
enabled.
badly again. Those were the days. Over. The Bug. We are all in favour of strong, powerful
Auto
women.
drive now
And in many
disabled.
ways, Sky is the ultimate feminist icon, proving that women can do just as abominably awful things to this planet as men. I mean, overall, Alice, I think we're still ahead as men, but you lot are catching up. Fair play to you. You are listening to The Bug.
From Robert Peel's Bobbies to our first radio cars, we've been here to serve this city. And while times might have changed, our dedication hasn't. The Metropolitan...
Vomiting and headaches. Hello, Britain. This is The Bug. The
Auto
show that
drive
holds
now
up a mirror
enabled.
to the world and smashes itself in the head with it in despair. I'm Andy. Joining me, as always,
Auto
Alice
drive now
and,
disabled.
I deny everything.
Auto drive now enabled. Auto drive now disabled.
Antisocial behavior.
A 12-month course of immunosuppressants, corticosteroids, and anti-retrofungal neurodilatory estrogen spermatotropic fruit pastels.
Claiming there are medical shortages are probably high on lots of medicine.
True, it's hospital hogwash, it's pharmaceutical flim-flam, it's medical mendacity, it's Hippocratic humbug, it's nonsensical narcotic nincompoop. I think I've made the point.
Threats as necessary. Compliance is mandatory.
First rule of the third millennium: if someone in power tells you something is fake news, what is it? Correct. A 110% cast iron tungsten coated granite. Hey Doc, put your life-saving treatment down. I'm going to take this
Free one-way bus out of here. Now hold that pillow over my face until it's taking shot.
That look expensive.
I just don't think you should think of it. It doesn't look
Malcolm, all right? We've had enough.
Stop, please! Stay down. Stop resisting. Give me a nugget. Ah, that is wonderful. I'm trapped here!
Control, we have a visual on the suspect.
You're only making this Control, we have an officer down.
They're shooting at us!
Pursuing the target. Over.
Okay, you're good to go. The server's loaded up in your vehicle. Careful you don't go drive it in the Thames or something.
Not my first time driving, thanks.
CTOS AR. Data reconstruction in progress.
This will do. Remain in the area until I've downloaded enough data to the server. Download complete. I need a wider sample of data, so I'm pushing you the coordinates to a new location. Yeah. This is brilliant. Look at this. It's compiling data from the surveillance infrastructure. Nearby CTOS drones, civilian optics, CCTV, and then it assembles those scraps into what happened in this location 24 hours ago. Fantastic.
CTOS AR. Data reconstruction in progress.
All right, scraping data from optics, CTOS cameras, microphones, laptops. Say, do you reckon SRS uses this to watch people shag? Fucking hell, do they use it for anything but watching people shag?
Well, this got more interesting.
Well, shit, can you do anything to lose your new friends? Maybe invite them to a pottery night or overshare something personal. Whatever you do, just get to the last location in one piece.
Oh, for fuck's sake. All right.
Transfer complete. I'm missing one last data set. Pushing you the coordinates to the location now.
Sod off, drone.
Careful, it's taking too much damage. A few more hits and it's toast.
Right, let's spread out and look.
CTOS AR. Data reconstruction in progress.
The suspect.
I fucking had it with these drones.
Don't let the drones destroy the server before I'm done. Get out of the lorry and take care of them. Shoot them, throw rocks at them, destroy them psychologically with cyberbullying. Just keep them busy until the transfer's complete.
Engaging hostile target. Engaging hostile target.
Friend's just been taken into Albion custody. So long as you don't cock up that badly, you'll be my favourite operative today.
So it's on me then. All right.
All units, I say again, all units, we have reports of a hostile in your area. Over. Move into the hostile's location.
CTOS AR. Data reconstruction in progress.
Control. Target just pulled out a gun.
It's still on me, Bagley.
Don't let the drones destroy the server before I'm done. Get out of the lorry and take care of them. Shoot them, throw rocks at them, destroy them psychologically with cyberbullying. Just keep them busy until the transfer's complete.
Hit the fucking brakes!
Reloading now! They're hurt!
Control, we're in pursuit. Over.
Where are they coming from? Damn it. Where's my backup?
What's taking them so bloody long?
Suspect has opened fire.
Gunfire! Subjects! Suspect is injured!
Control, we are pursuing the target.
All right, I've got it. Now, we can't lug around this server forever. We should probably wipe our prints off it anyway.
I'm listening.
I'll overload the CPUs to cause a power spike and destroy the battery unit. The electromagnetic pulse should destroy both the server and the drones. So, you know, run!
I'm empty.
Get a lockdown on that vehicle.
Go and check it out.
We're on their tail. Over. Control, I've lost the target.
Jesus Christ. I thought I was done for.
Yes, we're all very impressed that I didn't kill you, but don't celebrate too long.
You look about as sick of this shit as I am.
Are you dead, Seg? Oh, thank God. I need your help.
We might be able to help. What's the situation?
I won't dance around it. I'm wrapped up with some Clan Kelly smugglers, and I have no idea how to get out of it. It was small stuff at first, luxury goods from Europe. Who could object to some smuggled Roquefort? But things got out of hand, and fast. They've got a massive arms sale coming up, and I'm the only one who has to move the shipment.
I'm listening.
I want to leave all this ugliness behind me, but I don't know how I'd live with my...
Listen. Just calm down.
Privacy's dead.
I found a
Auto
lead
drive
that may
now
help us
enabled.
unravel more about Zero Day and the bombings we ate shit for. I've picked up an encrypted signal from the Toad conference site that's been broadcasting on a loop since the night of the bombing. Go investigate. You might even get to try out that fancy new AR tech we stole. I mean, creatively shared.
Hello, Andy.
And today, we're going to talk to you about Albion, your friends of mine, Alice. The government has extended Albion's contract, and have also boasted that violent crime has plummeted to a record low. Now, extending Albion's contract, to me, that's like having a pet dog, let's call it Nigel for the sake of it, that attacks you every single day, and thinking to yourself, wouldn't it be nice if Nigel had puppies?
That contract has been extended so many times. It's like the neck of a politician that's criticised the government.
I'm not sure entirely how those contract extension negotiations went. Probably like a footballer. In the old days, I assume Albion's agent was leaking stories to the press about how our favourite private militia was being tapped up by Barcelona. The government panics and thinks, well, we better get them soft before it's too late. But still, violent crime, a record low, although I imagine that probably depends exactly how you count it. If you include violent crime committed by the state, either themselves or via Albion, their chosen violent crime contractors, who provide such a very valuable bargain service of beating people up, well, it's probably not quite as low as the figures suggest.
I don't know. I think they're probably right. Who has the opportunity to commit violent crime these days anyway? The moment you pick up a fruit knife, you get tasered by a robot policeman and deported for looking Bulgarian. It's a much more peaceful society. It's just much less of a society.
I want to know